Hey guys. Is that you or Nissa? What you guys doing? I got one of these hot chocolate bombs. I've actually had one like a week ago or something. We really liked it. I'm gonna do one. I was in the mood for chocolate. Hey, what's up, Shania? A little bit of ASMR, I guess. You could probably already hear it without me sticking it there. Hey, what's up? Is it Susanna? I've had a little bit of like a chocolate craving lately, but I don't feel like it's a pregnancy craving. I think it's just like a me craving. And then I got the chocolate bomb. Hey, Lucy. I don't have a good angle to show you. I don't have a downward angle to show you the chocolate bomb. Hey, what's up, Mary? Where you going? Are you ditching me? You could just stay here and love me, you know. What are you doing? We're not doing the thing where you stick it under my chair and then you try to dig under my chair. It's right there. You could get it. He's a good boy, though. He's a good boy. Are you a good boy? You a good boy. You're a sweet boy, even though sometimes you forget how big you are and you trample all over me. I'm not getting it for you. It's right there. And I'm trying to do stuff with my hot chocolate bomb. Love you, Poncho. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm excited for Thanksgiving tomorrow. I still don't fully have my appetite back, but when we were in Phoenix, we had a little bit of a Thanksgiving, and I ate a little bit of everything. Not a lot. I only had like 1 or 2 bites of everything. So I think I can have 1 or 2 bites of everything again. And my mom's making, I don't like ham, but my mom's ham is to die for. So I'm excited about that. It's like my favorite thing. I'm surprised she's making it. She never makes it on Thanksgiving. She always makes it on Christmas. I used to love chocolate. Now not a huge fan. My brother's not a huge fan of chocolate. I love chocolate. But pretty much while I've been pregnant, he doesn't like sweet things. And so anytime I usually eat something sweet, he like makes me feel bad. And so, although the past couple of days, like I've had chocolate pudding and then, and then I have hot chocolate right here. Which on Christmas Day, I make it homemade. I make my own homemade hot chocolate and I make my own homemade marshmallows. It's a tradition that I started like 2 years ago, I think. How are you? How's all things? Oh my god, I can't talk today. How's all things pregnancy going? I haven't been sick in a while, so that's a good thing. Everything else is just kind of the same, I feel like. No big changes. I don't feel like my stomach's really gotten that much bigger. So I have like a little itty bitty tummy. Like you can see, it's funny because you can see it from the front, but you can't see it from the side. Same with soda. I'm not a big soda drinker. I take that back. I'm a very big soda drinker, but I don't drink soda because I'm a big soda drinker and it would be very bad. So I don't drink soda. I drink it like sometimes. I might have like a soda once a month or once every 2 to 3 months. I really don't drink soda that much because I'm so afraid that if I'm going to start drinking soda that I'm going to just, and we don't buy soda. I don't, like, we don't buy cans or bottles or anything. We don't buy it when we grocery shop because I just know it's going to be, it's still hot as balls. I always used to ask my mom when I was a kid how to tell if something was hot or not, like if it was gonna like burn my tongue, and she goes, well, which one would you rather burn, your finger or your tongue? And I'm like, my finger. And so she's like, test it with your finger first. Did anyone else's mom do that? Did she tell you that? Because that's how I test all my stuff, and now I tell Anna that too whenever she's like making something and she's like, shit, I don't know if it's hot or not. It's like, well, would you rather burn your finger or your tongue? Not as good as my homemade, but it's still good. I'm actually watching Warrior Nun Season 2 for maybe the 20th time since it came out. You know what's crazy is after my videos go live, I don't really rewatch my videos, but I rewatched my videos because I was like, I can't remember. What did I think of this one part? And then I went back and rewatched it. But yeah. It's gonna make me super hot, and I'm not gonna want this jacket anymore, but I'm just wearing a tank top. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I've only got 10 minutes left of Wednesday, better than reviewers said. Really, I'm contemplating after I get done with Elite and Sex Lives of College Girls, if I'm gonna react to it or not, or just watch it. Episode 5 of Wednesday is my favorite. Don't give me any spoilers or anything, but how many episodes are there? Is there 8 or 10? Well, hello there. How have you been, and will you watch 1899? As in recording it, I'm not sure. Because I'm pretty much set until like mid-December. So I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm glad you're not getting sick anymore, at least. When are you due again? The due date's April 13th. He's measuring at the right measurement now. Well, he was measuring a little bit bigger before. So now he's measuring about the same. His head is measuring way bigger than it should, and I knew that was gonna happen because in all of the ultrasounds his head kept measuring bigger, and I'm like, shit. I was like, that's gonna be fun for me later. But I have a big head, so Anna has like Anna's head is like normal size. It might be a little, like a smidge bit bigger, but yeah, so that's gonna be fun for me. And you can tell he's got like long legs and big feet, because every time when we do an ultrasound, he always kicks and like pushes with his feet up against the ultrasound wand, and he's got some big feet. And all of the boys in the donor's family are like at least 6 feet, so he'll probably be tall. And I'm glad I'm not sick anymore either. Yeah, the last time I got sick was the day that we were traveling to Phoenix. It was the worst. And I didn't sleep at all the night before. So I just made it like 10 times worse. And then traveling all day? No, that day sucked for me. Oh yes, Wednesday came out today. I keep meaning to start it. Because I was trying to figure out something to watch while I was eating, while waiting until I was streamed. And I was like, what do I want to watch? I ended up watching like Inside Out. Is that what it's called? No, Inside Job, not Inside Out. Inside Job. I was watching Inside Job. And, but whenever I went to Netflix, I saw Wednesday, they had it like up, and I was like, shit, I want to watch it so bad, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I'm going to react to it or not. Hello, pregnant mom. I admit I missed you, and my name is Mara. Oh, hey, Mara. You haven't been in here in a hot minute. My wife Mina and I have decided to have a child, and you are inspiration. So, oh, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad I could be an inspiration for you. My journey has been a bumpy one. So Master Onion. Yes. He has the same name as me and is due 10 days before my B-day. Crazy. Really? You guys share the same name? Or I guess you will share the same name? Does everyone else call you Z as well? I call him Z. And I think Anna just calls him Zion. Like, she just calls him full-on Zion. And my mom goes back and forth on calling him, like, Z or Zion. I think my dad calls him Z. Different people just already kind of call him different things. And it's crazy. It's crazy that it's 10 days before your birthday too. He might be, I don't know. I mean, obviously you don't really know if he's going to be like early or on time or like whatever, but I have an inkling he's going to be early, but we'll see. I don't know. I hope he's early. I mean, safe early, not like, early, but yeah. What do you think of Inside Job? I like it. I mean, it's just something to pass the time. It's not like I'm like a huge fan or anything. But it passes the time, I guess. I had watched the first season whenever it came out, so I'm on the second season. He's already not liking this hot chocolate. He's starting to make me feel like crap. That's fine. I am my own person. Damn it. I gotta say, while $18.99 isn't as good as Dark, it's still one hell of a mental story so far. Episode 5, chilling and terrifying. Oh, is it good? I have a mosquito bite right on my freaking thigh. I always get bit. I had the door open for like 0.2 seconds to let him out like earlier. I get bit up by mosquitoes so freaking bad, and I'm allergic to them, and so I always end up getting, like, if I'm not careful, I always end up getting a scar. Hello from Germany? Well, hello from Florida. Have you seen the pics of Olivia Declan, Camilla, I think that's how you say her last name? I don't know. Doing a bunch of lesbian sitting poses? I don't think so. Where they are they on Twitter? That's where I imagine that they would be at. You would normally say hello, Mikey, when I would say hello. Why don't you say that now? Oh, I don't know, because I figured I was. I think I figured that I was already, like, I've been talking with you, so I sometimes in my head I've already said it, and so sorry. Hello, Mikey. Because I feel like we just jump right into conversations, and then I forget sometimes. Also, a couple of days ago, $18.99 got renewed for 2 more seasons, and the creators know how it ends. Well, didn't they do that with Dark as well? Like, didn't they already, like, they did the whole series, like, they thought of the whole series or, like, wrote it or whatever before, like, before it was created? Like, didn't they, isn't that what they did? Damn, now I've got hot chocolate cravings. It's not hard to make it, like, homemade. It's really, really easy. It's just like, I mean, I would have to look up my recipe, but it's just like, milk and cocoa powder, and sometimes I put, like, sometimes I put, like, chocolate in it, like little chocolate bars or something, because a lot of times we get chocolate, like, gifted to us for Christmas. So if I happen to have chocolate around the house, then, like, then I'll put chocolate in it, but not that much. But my homemade marshmallows are like my favorite, so oh, they're so good. I alternate between Z and I'm guessing is that Xi is like what it is because it's Zion, but Xi. That's cool. I have I don't know what he would prefer to go by though. I don't really care what I go by, but it's just kind of funny because it depends on like who the person is, and then like they just call me by whatever they want to call me. Like my mom calls me Cass majority of the time. Anna calls me Cassidy like by my full name, which always kind of it would drive me nuts all the time. And then some people call me Cassie. And then other people that I knew back in high school, because I was in ROTC, they would call me by my last name, which is Baki. So, yep. Are you more of a comedy person or an action person? Like what I like to watch, I'm assuming is what you're asking. Probably action. It depends on what mood I'm in. But I would say probably the majority of the time, the mood that I'm in, I'd rather watch something with action in it. But it depends. It just really depends. Because I really like comedy too, so it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Pretty sure 1899 hasn't been renewed for a second season yet, but it's going to happen. It's a #1 Netflix show right now. It's become a huge global hit. I saw it. I see a lot of things about it. My wife is very feminine, and I happen to be too, but I admit I was used to very masculine women because it was something I liked. My mother, I don't know how you say that name, and I don't want to butcher it. So I'm sorry. And my father, Tinny, accept me as a friend. Your mother or your partner's mother? Yeah, it's funny how that kind of happens because um my type in women is I'm not really Anna's type and Anna's not my type. So it's just kind of funny how like you end up with someone that's not really your type. I mean, not always, but like sometimes it's kind of funny how that happens. Oh, I have to be careful because I think I'm already starting to like. Am I already getting a freaking scar? Oh no, that's a freckle. I was like, what the hell? It's like I'm already getting a scar. Stupid mosquitoes, man. Freaking Florida. It wasn't even. It's a little bit chilly, but it's not like. It's not even chilly to be like. Well, no, I guess mosquitoes come out when it's more warm, right? They're more of like warm bugs. Because let's see, it's like 66 outside right now. Which for me, that's freezing. We went on a walk earlier and I asked Anna, which was stupid because she's like always burning hot. So I asked her, I was like, is it a little chilly? Do I need a coat? And she said, no. As soon as I step outside, because I'm wearing this is what I was just wearing this. And I was like, do I need a coat or a jacket or anything? No, it's fine. I step out and then I'm like freaking freezing. And I'm like, what the hell? Because I get cold very easily. and she gets hot. She just is like a freaking furnace all the time. Evil should do reactions on 1899. It starts as a horror, then morphs into something completely different. We'll see. Just finished Wednesday in one setting. Seating? Just finished it in one setting. How do you say? I guess I never really paid attention to how that said. It's good high budget production. Well, it's Tim Burton, so you would think, right? I freaking love Tim Burton's movies. Well, any of his stuff, to be honest. I'm voting for Wednesday. I mean, it would either end up being Wednesday or 1899, because whenever I'm done with Elite and Sex Lives of College Girls. Your wife is pregnant too? Oh no. Just me. Nope, just me. Yeah, Anna doesn't want to be pregnant. She never once had a fascination to want to be pregnant. She always wanted to have kids, but never want to be pregnant. I always wanted to know what it was like to be pregnant and have a baby. But now, after I am currently pregnant, I don't know if I want to be pregnant again. I think I just went through so much for this pregnancy that I'm like, I really appreciate it. I really, really do. And because of that, I don't know if I can be pregnant again. But we'll see. I don't know. And Anna's adopted, so, like, we've talked about adoption and stuff, too, so. But we'll see. I said after this one, I know I'm going to need a couple of years. So, we'll see. It's not completely off the table. But Lord. Whew. I envy those pregnant women that love being pregnant. I think I'm just also such a big independent person that when I got knocked down a peg and like was so dependent on other people because of like my sickness and all the other stuff that I was going through, and then like also just having a living being inside of me, I'm like mentally it kind of freaks me out a little bit. And so if I'm being honest, sometimes it freaks me out knowing that there's like a living being inside of me, but that's not enough to deter me from being pregnant again, but it's a lot of the combination of everything that I've been through. We'll see. We had a lot of snow a few days ago. We don't have to worry about mosquitoes until spring. Do you live in Ohio? Is that I was gonna ask you where you live, but then I was like, I could probably just take it from context clues. Yeah, we don't really get snow, at least not from where we're at. I feel like in Florida there's just always bugs, even in the wintertime, because it doesn't ever really get like cold here. It does sometimes, like in the middle of the night, like it'll hit below freezing or like at freezing during the wintertime, but we don't really have like winters, especially compared to like some of the other states. Now that Wednesday has dropped, it's on to Willow. What have I've been hearing something about Willow. I don't even remember what that is though. That hot chocolate, when you had the other sip, looked like you were going to spew it back out and thought you were going to be sick. But you was looking at a freckle. Oh, no, yeah. Well, I have a mosquito bite. And then I was like, shit, because I just said something about, like, they scar over if I'm not careful. Because I'm allergic to them. So if I just, like, a lot of times, because I have eczema. But I take care of it really well. But my problem is like in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, I scratch myself. And so I'll wake up sometimes with like an eczema breakout or like if I have a mosquito bite because I'm allergic to them, and then I fall asleep and then I'm not really paying attention. because I'm asleep. And then I'll scratch at them incessantly. And then I'll create little scars. Like I do have a scar on the other side of the same thigh from a mosquito bite. So I have to be careful. And that's because I was scratching when I was asleep. But yeah. $18.99 is for adults. I don't recommend $18.99 for teens or 20s. They will get bored. I mean, technically I'm still in my 20s, but I'm closer to 30s than I am to... Oh my God, that's so weird for me to say. It's so funny. I told my mom the other day, I said, you know what? I was looking at these different like actors and actresses to see like what other stuff that they've been in, and then I'd look at their age and they're all... I said, Mom, they're younger than me, and she goes, yep, welcome to my life. And I'm like, it's freaking crazy. And we were watching Hacks. I got them into Hacks like a couple of months ago. And we were talking about the main girl. I can't remember her name at the top of my head. But I was like, I think it's Ava too, is it not? Maybe it's not. Is it Ava? I don't remember. Anyway, so I had looked her up or something. And then it said she was like 20. She might be 27 now or something. But she was like 26, 27. I was like, shit, I'm older than her. Crazy. I also want to have kids, but don't want to be pregnant. I'm so scared. I'm a small woman. I've never really been now that I'm pregnant, now I have a little bit of a fear of like giving birth. Don't get me wrong, because I feel like that's a very common fear. I'm not scared of it. But I think just going through the experience of giving birth is a little bit terrifying. But I never really was before. And then my body shape, I feel like my body shape sometimes shifts because, I don't know, for the most part, because when I was a kid, I was such a tiny kid. Like, such a tiny kid. Like, I was 80 pounds all the way up until I was, like, 18, just about. And then I, like, stayed between 100 and, like, 120 because then I got a butt. Like, my butt grew out of nowhere. And then, so I'm just, like, I'm not very curvy because I don't consider myself very curvy. But I have a butt, and now that I'm pregnant, I kind of semi have boobs. Before, but now I do because I'm pregnant. So now I'm curvy because also I don't really have a belly. So like I feel like I've always kind of been like, as in my torso, because I have a long torso. My torso's always been kind of fit, I guess, and then I have short legs and I have a butt, so then like it's, I don't know. I have a, yeah. Yes, I'm in Ohio. I figured. Episode 5 of 1899 will remind people of a very famous movie. Lots of genres start colliding in the second half of this season. It's pretty bizarre. Huh. That's how you can tell that he's starting to not like it, is because I get the hiccups and burps. You may have heard for Willow that it has Aaron Kellyman, the flag masher from, I don't know what that is, FATWS. She's a lesbian and probably plays a lesbian. Oh. So, evil or Cassidy, as you prefer to be called, are you really evil? Be honest. Well, so what I think evil is like, so I'm going to kind of contradict myself a little bit, because the actual definition of evil, I think, is like very, 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 like a terrible, terrible person. But I mean, the name Evil QK is because when I grew up, I always had this fascination of the villains of all of the Disney movies. And so, and my favorite one was the Evil Queen. And so, even as I got older, I still I noticed with every movie or every show that I would watch, I still I went with the character that was supposedly the villain in the show or the movie. Because I felt like they were the most interesting character and they had the most interesting backstory and they had so much character development and most of the time. And so I just made myself the name of Evil QK because it stood for the Evil Queen, which is essentially the villain. And so, but as in, do I think I don't think I'm evil because I don't think I don't think I'm a terrible person. At least I don't think so. I think I'm a bitch a lot. I take being called a bitch as a compliment though. I don't think that it's a bad thing. I told my mom this the other day because I mean, I do have an RBF. When I don't know, I feel like if people ever saw me out in public or whatever, you would probably not want to approach me because I have a pretty big RBF. And I have been called a bitch several times because I'm very straightforward, independent on what it is. I'm very passionate. And so I don't yell at people. I don't undermine people, or I don't feel like I disrespect people or anything when I'm and I never get angry. I get very easily irritated, but I don't get angry. But I have been called a bitch a couple of times. So I take that as a compliment. So, I think I'm a bitch sometimes, a lot of times. But I don't think I'm evil. I meant old people. Wait, what were we talking about with that conversation? What? Oh, you mean this show is for older people? Is that what you meant? Not to freak you out or anything, but have you ever heard of the old wives' tales about if a pregnant woman scratches their body, that's where her child will get a birthmark? Then my mother scratched the hell out of her ribs because I have a birthmark right on my ribs, and it's in the shape of Australia. And it's kind of funny. It even has the little island right there, off of, what's that, Zanzania or something? I don't remember what the island's called, but it's funny because it looks just like Australia and it's got the little island. I actually have a couple of birthmarks. One in a place I can't mention. But that's my biggest one is right here. And then I have one on my leg or my foot or something. I don't remember. So I think I have 3. My biggest one is right here. And then one in an inappropriate place. And then one, where is it? Oh, actually, I think I have one on my wrist. I do, but I can't see it right now. It's very, very faint. You probably can't even see it you can't see it in the camera. But I have one on my wrist. On my ribs. In the no-no area. And then I have one on I think it's one of my, I don't know. It's either my leg or my ankle or something. How tall are you? I'm very short. I'm 5'4". I'm very short. Anna and I are almost the same height. I think she's technically 5'5" or something though. She's a smidge taller than me, but I'm very short. I just have a really long torso and short legs. Because me and my sister, I feel like my sister is about the same height as me, but my sister has long legs and a short torso. So it's just kind of funny. And then my mom has long legs and a short torso. She's taller though. She's my mom's 5'8", I think. But my dad's really short. My birth father's really short. So, and then my whole dad's side of the family is really short too. So I think my mom's side of the family, well, my aunts are decent, like they're normal height or taller. And then, but everyone else is short. So I just took the short gene. But yeah. What do you like to do for fun? I kind of talked about it a little bit last stream, but I really, really like to read. I like anything tech. Anything tech related, I really, really like. Even we went to a vape shop one time because our friends vape, and so we went in there with them one time, and I was like, I told Anna, and I was like, they're so cool looking. I said I almost want to buy one just so that I can like put one together and like take it apart because like they have something like that. And she goes, no, that would be a waste of money. And I was like, yeah, I know. Because I don't, neither one of us smoke or vape or like do anything like that. But yeah. And then, but so anything tech, I love to read. Obviously, I like to watch TV. I haven't actually like watched, other than reacting to stuff, I haven't watched a lot of TV in the past couple months. Because I think when I got sick, I watched a lot of TV, and then I was like, I'm really tired of watching TV. So any show that I really want to watch, I end up reacting to. So, but reading, I like to play video games. There's my PS5. I haven't actually played it in a couple of weeks though, because I've just been really busy. Oh, and I like to collect knives and weapons and stuff. So like I have a and I showed this on last stream too, but this is like one of my favorite ones. It's one of my newer ones that I have. And it's handcrafted. So, but I always keep that up here because I like to show it off. And then all my other ones are like in my bedroom. Anything with weapons, I love. React to High School in Freevee. It's based on real life of a story of twin lesbians, Sarah and Tegan. I've been hearing the name Sarah and Tegan around. In that case, Angelina Jolie with Maleficent or Regina Mills. Well, Angelina Jolie isn't the evil queen technically. She's Maleficent. Regina Mills plays the evil queen in Once Upon a Time. So, of course, I love me some Regina Mills. So, she's technically out of both of them. Like, but if you mean villains in general, like, which one's better, I still think, like, Regina Mills is, love her. Yeah, so I'm always down for my Regina. She has a birthmark of down under and a birthmark that is down under. That's funny. Yeah, I didn't even catch that. That's funny. Do you know, I think I said it when I reacted to one of the episodes of Motherland Fort Salem, and I think it's actually the first episode where, because Ray says that she has, her witch's mark is down there. And so I was like, oh shit. Although I feel like if I had a witch's mark, it'd probably be the one on my ribs though, because that's, well, if I only had one witch's mark, it would be right here because that's my biggest one. But it could be any one of my birthmarks, I guess. So it could be the one that was down under. If you like horror, spooky astronauts on YouTube, Aussie girl, her videos are really insightful and funny. I've never heard of her. Birthmarks in the shape of Australia with Tasmania. That's fantastic. Your mom really got you. I know. I don't know how to show you without making it almost kind of, it's not, hold on. Let me see, because I don't think it's inappropriately placed. Oh, I can't see though. Oh, it's actually below my tattoo. Okay, so it's not inappropriately placed. There it is. I couldn't remember if it was above my tattoo or below my tattoo. But it's right there. You can see it a little bit in the camera. I just couldn't remember how high up it was. You may have even been able to see the... Can you see the... Oh, that's a little bit too high because that was my tattoo. It's right there. It used to be way darker. And it's probably because I'm just like white AF. So it doesn't... I don't really go... even when we go to the beach, I just kind of like... We don't even really wear bathing suits when we go to the beach because we don't really get in the water. We just like lay in the sand. You're only 5'4". Wow, your personality comes across as larger than you are. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I'll take it as a compliment. But no, I am hella short. Yeah. Very, very short. You should see if your baby likes Wendy's. I don't really like Wendy's, though. The only thing I like Wendy's salad sometimes, or their, like, baked potato and their Frosties, but he doesn't like sugary things, so that's not going to happen. And I don't eat fast food that much. I can believe you'd collect knives. I've collected knives for a long time. I've collected knives since I was like 12. So for over 15 years, I've been collecting knives. And it all started because my grandfather, whenever he was in the war, he'd given me some of his knives from the war. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking cool. So, because I love anything like weapons, but like to know the history of like different weapons and stuff. So I started collecting knives then. And especially, like, I have a couple of, like, store-bought knives that I've been gifted, but they were store-bought or whatever. But my favorite ones are, like, either the ones that my grandpa gave me from the war or, like, the handcrafted ones. Can you show us your weapons collection someday? Probably, as long as YouTube doesn't have a problem with it. I think sometimes, because I don't know if I can show, I don't have that many guns though. I have a 22 pistol, and then I have a 12 gauge shotgun, single barrel. I have a 22 rifle, and then that's it for like guns. But I mainly collect knives and stuff. And that's pretty much it. I do want to get like a sword at some point or an axe. And the guy that made that handcrafted weapon, he's made some, and so I really want to go back to him and get some of those from him. Sorry for asking the question twice. Did you ask a question twice? Oh no, you're fine if you asked a question twice. I didn't even notice. There's a pregnant woman scene in 1899 that's very unsettling. It's visually disturbing. Well done, though. Oh, and then I don't know if I would want to watch it. Maybe after I give birth. Hey, what's up, Lucas? You ever watched Carmilla? It's a web series on YouTube. Yes, I have. And I believe that was probably my first web series that I ever watched. And I really like it. It was a little bit cheesy in the beginning because I think that they were like, their acting wasn't like on point, you know? And for the first web series that I ever watched, I wasn't really sure what to expect. But then once I kind of, because the storyline was just great. So I was like, oh, well, I'm really into the storyline. And I think at the time I was questioning my sexuality. So I was like, okay, well, it's, you know, got lesbians in it and stuff like that. So, so I was really into the storyline, and then their acting just got like better and better and better. And then boom, like season 2, I was like, oh shit, man. Season 2. It was good. But yeah, I've seen it. Best age to come out? When you know? I don't know, because I didn't come out. I came out as bisexual first at 19, but then I came out as a lesbian at 21. So just whenever you know. I just didn't know that I was gay until, I just didn't realize it until later. Hi, how are you? I'm new. Sorry. Where are you from? I'm from Florida. And I am good. And welcome, since you're new. I have an idea for a new horror movie, Mosquitoes. A mosquito refuses to die and relentlessly torments their victim. Things escalate. It gets ugly. No happy ending. That would probably scare the shit out of me, considering that I'm allergic. I have to stop. See, I'm like, now I'm like, unconscious or what is it? Not unconsciously. What is it? Subconsciously scratching at the mosquito bite now. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I mean. I have a birthmark like that on my underwear line. Isn't that so weird how you have them in like weird places or whatever? I feel like I have one also, like cause I don't think I have one on my chest, but he just made the weirdest fucking noise. I think that was him. And this is like on the other side of the door, but I can't tell if it's him or Nissa. I don't know. I think they're both sleeping, so they're both dreaming. But I can't tell who's making the noise. RBF? Yeah, I have an RBF. It's a resting bitch face. The resting bitch face. I feel like sometimes it comes across because a lot of times my RBF comes out when I'm really focused. So a lot of times, like, you probably have seen it in my reactions when I'm like really focused in on something, and then so anytime I'm like, I don't know, like I can't do it right now because I'm like trying to do it, so then I can't do it. But then anytime when I'm like just really focused in, then that's kind of my RBF. And then, but if it's just like that, but anytime that like I'm out in public. Hey, what's up, Joe? Can you just look up places online for weapon training, or is it fairly hard to find? I want to get trained. Well, here in Florida, it's not hard to find. In the South, we don't usually have a problem with trying to find places where you want to get trained on weapons. I talked to Anna like a couple months ago. I was like, I'd love to learn how to like, I want to be learned in the ways of archery. I think that would be super cool. I'd want to get like a bow and like do the whole thing, but they're very like that hobby is very expensive, and I'm like, we're gonna wait a little bit. But yeah, I think it depends on like where you're located and what you want to learn, and like is it, do you want to learn how to shoot? Do you want to learn how to make weapons? Do you want to learn how to like do archery? Do you want to learn how to skeet shoot? I mean, even in shooting, like there's like a bunch of different things that you could do. So it just depends on what you want to do with weapons. I don't see you react to Fear Street before. Why? Fear Street had the best plot ever. I actually did react to it. I reacted to it, but it's only on my Patreon. Because at the time, I wasn't doing movies and, like, reacting to them on my channel. I was just doing shows whenever I reacted to Fear Street. But I did on my Patreon. So there's unedited versions of Fear Street on Patreon. There's just not edited versions there or edited versions on YouTube. But I did. And I binge watched all 3 movies in, like, one day. Did not think I was going to do that, but they were so fucking great that I binge watched them all in the same day. I think either that or I binge watched the first 2 and then the third one I watched the next day. That could have been it. I don't know. I just remember I watched one and then I immediately watched the next one. Like I didn't even get up out of my chair. Like I just hit play on the next one. Okay, so when you do show us a knife collection, I'm just going to play the audio of the guy from Surf's Up talking about his boards like they're ladies. And she is my prized possession, and she is just has a nice curve to her, and like, yeah, because I mean, that's, and if you see her, she does have a lovely hole, and you can grip her very nicely, and she has a nice curve to her. I mean, I could talk dirty about my knives all day long. I could definitely talk dirty about knives all day long. Any kind of weapon, I could probably turn into dirty. I feel like any kind of subject I can make dirty very, very easily. I've always wanted to collect swords, just don't know where to start. they're dropping off stuff. I was like, that's right. Yes, I know. I want a sword. I don't have a sword yet. I haven't added a sword to my collection, but I want to. If I'm gonna get a sword, I want a handcrafted sword, and I want it nice. Speaking of video games, God of War Ragnarok's cutscenes are crazy. Thor is not what I expected, neither is Odin. I haven't ever played God of War. I feel like I would probably like it, though. Wow, strip show so unexpected. It wasn't even a strip show, please. I shared, like, the littlest bit of skin. If it was any higher, like, I wouldn't have showed you. Like, I can't go higher than this tattoo, because this tattoo goes, like... Because this tattoo is, like, it's right up my ribs. Because this tattoo is, like, right there. I mean, because half of my tattoo you can't see, because my bra is always covering it. For a while, I didn't watch your videos because of your RBF, but I'm really glad I did start watching and subscribe because you're pretty chill and entertaining. Well, thank you. See, I deter people with my RBF. But it's... once you do get to know me, I feel like it's like... I just have a bad RBF. And then if you piss me... Like, just don't piss me off. Because then... then it's not. I hold grudges. Wow, is it weird my ex-girlfriend invited me to her wedding? I think it depends on the relationship that you have with your ex-girlfriend. Majority of my exes, I am not friends with. But I am friends with one of them. So, I mean, if they ended up getting married, then I would go. But I think it would be a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. But I don't know. Like, I think it just depends on the relationship that you have with them. And you have to make sure that, well, no, it's not you getting married. I was gonna say, if you're the one getting married, just make sure your partner's okay with you inviting your ex-girlfriend to your wedding. But it's vice versa. Wasn't expecting to already talk about knives, but I'm here for it. What's the tat? The tat is it's a gecko. That was actually my very first tattoo. Don't make it a Ross and Rachel situation, my guy. It's actually my first tattoo, the gecko that's on my ribs. And it signifies, so it's kind of, that's probably the one that's the most special to me, because I got it when I was, for my 18th birthday. And it's just, it kind of like, I was bullied really bad when I was in school, because I was not the best looking kid. I came out of my shell whenever I hit puberty, but like before then, I was not a good looking kid, and I got picked on all the time. My teeth were all fucked up, and because I wore braces for like 7 years. And so my teeth were fucked up, and my hair was so short. I had the terrible like bob cut, and I wasn't a good looking kid. And then but whenever my science teacher, he knew that I was getting bullied, and so he said he had like a bunch of reptiles and stuff in his room, in his classroom, and he's like, hey, if you ever want to come and eat lunch in here, like, you can, and then you can like help me take care of the reptiles. And so I was like, oh my god, that is so freaking awesome. It is so cool. And so he had each little reptile had like these different habitats. And my favorite one was the gecko. He had this really cool, super like huge, this gecko had this huge personality, and I always loved going to feed the reptiles when I I ate with my science teacher at lunch, and the gecko kind of always just stood in my mind as like a symbol of like kind of all that I went through during that time period, and the gecko was like my little savior, you know. So I got the gecko as like a symbol for that, and yeah, so that's probably the one that means the most out of all of them. They each, all of my tattoos kind of, I mean, they kind of each mean something, but some more special than others, and that one's the most special. How many do you have? 9? Are you talking about weapons, or are you talking about tattoos? Tattoos, I have 9. Weapons, I don't know. I don't know at the top of my head, because I have several knives. I don't remember how many knives I have. But I have 9 tattoos, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. And then if you count my eyebrows, because they're microbladed, so they use similar ink to tattoo ink, and it's a similar process, just with a different type of blade. I don't count them as tattoos, but I have 9 tattoos, like actual tattoos. The actress who played Lilith did a Warrior Nun Wednesday AMA today. I was wondering what she did, because I saw something on Twitter where she said she was talking about something, and then I was like, oh, huh. Jeez. What was your first tattoo? Meaning of it? Oh, I just said. That's my that one is my first tattoo, and that was the meaning behind it, was the bully story. My youngest brother is gay. He enjoyed being physical with women, but something was missing. Then he realized he was gay. He was a chick magnet too, bastard. Yeah, after I kind of came out of my shell, I dated, like, whatever you call dating at that time, which was like, because I was a teenager, so like 14 to like, well, anytime I was in high school, really. I dated like all these different guys, like off and on, trying to figure out like, I guess the one. But it never worked out, and I didn't really know why. And I was always, in every relationship that I've ever had, I was always the breakuper. Hi, buddy. Did you come back? I was always the breakuper, because I'm like, I don't like you that much. I'm sorry. We're done. But, oh God, it was terrible. I was bad. I feel bad for them. I do. Like the guys that I did, because all of them, not all of them, majority of them were good guys. What you doing, bud? You showing your butt to everybody. What you doing? Trying to see what he's doing. What you doing, bud? He loves blankets and pillows. It's so freaking cute. Off to watch Stargirl. Pray for Stargirl and Wildcat. Okay. Tattoos. Okay, I figured you meant tattoos. Hey, I'm Travis, and I'm new here. I'm that's funny. It reminds me of Mean Girls. Anyway, I am new, and I am here as a fan and a friend, and I hope I'm not making you mad at me. Why would I be mad at you? I'm not mad at you. I don't, like I said, I don't get angry very easily at all. There's like maybe a handful of times that I've ever been angry in my life. But I get very easily irritated, but you're not irritating me either. You would know if you were irritating me. Also, wasn't expecting a tragic backstory. I'm here for it too. That's really great that you had that teacher and that gecko in your life. Yeah, he was a great teacher. Like Like, at the time, I didn't really, like, because I was, like, how old was I then? 12, maybe? 12, 13? It was definitely before I hit puberty, so I think I was, like, 12, 13. And, yeah, I got bullied by boys and girls, so it wasn't, yeah. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people get bullied. I feel like, it's not, I mean, it sucks. It's terrible getting bullied, but, you just gotta figure out how to get through it, and, that's kind of how I got through it. But it's crazy how people, like, change their minds all of a sudden, like, once you look different. So no show and tell. I can't show you that one because that one's too high. There's one on my thigh. I can't show you that one either because that one's too high up my thigh. This one is on my shoulder blade. I can show you that one because it's visible on my shoulder blade. Hold on. That one. I like the way that he did that one, though. That one's really cool. Because it reminds me of, like, hippies, like, 70s, whatever. But there's that one. And then you've seen all my other ones, I feel like. Because all my other ones are visible. Because these two are separate. So actually that one and that one are separate. And then that one. And then that one. And then that one. So all the rest of them are visible. But I can't show you two of them. Because YouTube would immediately shut me down. Kids are cruel. I'm glad I'm over that part of life. Same. Although there's some adults that are borderline kind of bullies too, but I think, like, especially, like, as being an adult, you could just easily walk away or just be like, really? Like, really? I don't know. Being an adult and dealing with bullies, I feel like, is way different. Like, being a kid, I feel like you're so innocent and stuff, and it just kind of, like, breaks your heart, and you can't really, like, you can't really, like, run away from it, you know? Especially because you would end up seeing those people, like, every single day. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? What are you doing? You are all wet, bud. Did you have some water? Your snoot's all wet. I love it when he does he like leans his head against you. Oh, it's the freaking cutest. Difference of bi and lesbian. I don't know what I am. I look like 100% girl, but my heart beats for girls only since grade school. Am I bi or lesbian? I can't answer that for you. You gotta figure that out for yourself, unfortunately, I guess. But, I don't know. Like, I mean, I guess you could, if you really wanted to look up what each one means and then just try to figure it out, like, which one you are. But, I don't know. I came out as bisexual first because I was, like, still, like, I was attracted to men. But it took me a little while to figure out, like, I don't want to be with a man, though. Like, I can't be with a man like that. Nope. Poncho, you can't squeak that thing in here. You're right next to my mic, buddy. He's, like, trying to lightly do it, so it's not making noise. You're so cute and so smart. I feel like he's gonna start squeaking it again, though, because No! You can play with it, but you can't squeak it. Oh, crap. What did you do with it? It went underneath Linda. I don't even know where it went. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Don't get it under my desk. Because there's wires and stuff, bud. Nina Forever is really hilarious dark comedy, but it's bizarre. Premise: every time this couple has sex, his dead girlfriend emerges from the bed. It's messy, British. What? What is that? It seems interesting, though. I would totally be into it. And damn it, we came for the strip show. No, I'm sorry. If you came for a strip show, that's not what you're gonna get, but, yeah. I mean, you got a little bit of skin, jeez, with my birthmark. And you got the tail of the gecko. That's all I can give you. No, Poncho. I love you, buddy, but you can't be squeaking that thing in here. I love you. I'm sorry. You giving me the sad look right now. You picked up that look from Nissa. Her shelter dog look. No, inside squeaks only. Now he's kind of throwing a tantrum a little bit. Whoever doesn't hold grudges, not me though. No, never me. If I hold a grudge against you though, there is certainly a reason for it. Because, I think I've held like maybe 2 grudges in my entire life. Maybe 3. Now that I'm thinking about it. Although I gave that person like another chance. But then I don't ever talk to that person anymore. Poncho. Love you, buddy, but you can't be squeaking that in here. One of my grudges that I've held on to for so long, it's like 13 years or so, 13, 14 years. And it's because of, which scar is it? I don't think it's that one. I think it's this one. That scar on my eyebrow. I have scars on both eyebrows, but this one, I was ice skating at a friend's birthday party, and I face planted the ice, and I had to get 14 stitches in my eyebrow, and she thought that I did that on purpose and took attention away from her birthday, because it was supposed to be all about her. And yeah, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't do that on purpose. I did not freaking borderline, I probably have CTE because of it, and like, whatever, I did not do that on purpose, but, so I still have a grudge against her. I don't even remember I think her name is like Morgan, I think that's what her name was, but, yeah, there's that, and then, there's one that, it's a long story short, my best friend from high school knew that the guy that I was dating at the time had cheated on me, and she didn't tell me. I gave her a second chance, but I don't talk to her. Such sweet doggos. I know, they are sweet. The other one is doing her thing. She's not being bothered. That's my girl. She doesn't want to be bothered. She is me in a dog form. Stargirl is a rerun. Oh, I'm sorry. Poncho. You can kind of see him. You can see his head right there. That's his favorite toy on the planet. He's demolished every toy that he's ever had. And that's a dollar store toy. It was $1. And it's his favorite toy. And he has not demolished that one. And he could in an instant. Because it's just like a little... It's a little squeaker. It looks like a football. It looks like a... grippy, like it has these like weird prongs on it. It's a little blue football shaped toy, and he could demolish that in a second if he wanted to, but he's never done it because it's his favorite toy. It's so funny. Usually Poncho is asleep when you stream. This is the first time I've seen him so active. I know. Well, so he was asleep a little bit earlier, but then his mama came home because they were dropping some stuff off. And then, so he, like, got up and went to go see her, and then he, like, came back in, and then now he's good. He might fall asleep on the floor, or he'll get up and go to the couch again. Nis is probably asleep. I know where Nis is at. She's either right here outside the wall, or she's in her corner that's just, like, right there. Now I'm just waiting on the stream to end to finish Wednesday. I feel so loved. You're like, bitch, just finish streaming so I can finish watching my show. What are you doing? You're being weird. I don't know what you're doing right now. Oh, I can throw this. I have a trash in here. Jesus. That happened to me. I would fall a lot because of bad balance, as I would run into things and then my friends thought I was annoying and would do it on purpose even though I ended up with scrapes. So, yeah, I've had a lot of head injuries because I'm a very clumsy person and I'm very competitive, and the two do not really mix very well. All of my big injuries are clumsiness and competitiveness intertwined. So, this one is from, like I said, I was ice skating, but there was a professional figure skater on the ice doing tricks. And I was like, psh, I can do that. And which I was doing pretty well in the beginning, but then I hit a rough patch when the figure skater was doing this trick where she was she would go really fast and then she would like jump up and do this like leg kicky thingy in the air, and then she would land, and then like, and it was a swift movement and it was like really cool, and I was like, psh, I can do that. And I was actually pretty good, because I feel like I'm a pretty good ice skater. I wasn't ever really good at roller skating for some reason, but ice skating was way different. So I would do it, but then I went too far. Like, there was this one area that we knew was kind of getting rough because the Zamboni hadn't been over there in a hot minute. And I accidentally, like, I think I just, because I was in the zone, I was in my zone, and I wasn't paying attention, and I hit a rough patch, and I face planted the ice. And I remember it because I was like on the ground in the fetal position. I was like holding my head, because if you ever have like a major head injury, it feels like your brain is bounced in your skull, and that's what it felt like. And I was like trying to hold my brain in. That's what I thought I was doing. And then I got up and I started skating again, because like the feeling was gone, because it was frozen. My head was frozen from hitting the ice so fucking hard. And I got up and started skating again, but then all the little kids were like pointing at me and screaming, and they're like, ah! And I was like, what? And then I like went to move my hair out of my face, out of my eyes, and I looked down and my hand is covered in blood. And I was like, oh shit. So I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And so yeah, I ended up having a big gash in my eyebrow. But this one, I feel like you can normally see that one, because this one goes from like, so you can always kind of see this one, especially in person, because it goes from like here, and then it ends right there. I have a really long scar, because when I was a baby, I had a growth. Excuse you. And they had to cut it out when I was a baby, and they had a plastic surgeon do it, because they were like, it's gonna scar. So we want it, if it's gonna be a scar, we want it to go with her eyebrow, so it won't look as bad. And so that's what they did. And then I've had like a million other head injuries, and a massive concussion at one point. What are you doing? Where was I at? I don't even remember what the last thing that I read. Oh, that one. How do you feel about the replacement nun for Mary? Can't remember her name. Dora. I like her. I just thought that it was Mary at first, because it was so dark. The scene was so dark, and she was just a badass fighter. And I was like, what? I was like, I fucking knew Mary was back. And then she was like, my name's Dora. And then I was like, oh. It's like, it's not Mary. But, yeah. Oh, Sister Dora. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm angry all the time, just like Bruce from the first Avengers movie. I saw that. I think that's the only one I saw. But I fell asleep during it. No licking on my couch. Hunter. Thank you. They didn't replace Mary, did they? I mean, yes and no. I mean, unspoken replacement, I feel like, because I would say no, technically, but kind of, sort of. What's with you today? You are all active, huh, bud? Oh, you messed up my cushion. That's what you did. I'll fix it. Hold on. Let me fix it. There you go. You're so cute. You're so cute. Where am I at? I'm hoping she's in season 3, but for season 2 they did. Yeah, we'll see. She's doing another show right now, so if they have a season 3, then hopefully she comes back. Ice skating fucked my ankles. I haven't ice skated since. I haven't ice skated since then. I used to ice skate before then, like, I wouldn't say all the time, but like a couple of times a year we'd go out and ice skate. Sister Dora didn't really do all of the things Mary did, so she didn't feel like a replacement. Yeah, I mean, technically she's not a replacement, but I could see her as like them kind of sort of temporarily replacing her. I thought Dora was Mary at first also. And it was so dark. But Mary, because her and Mary have similar fight tactics, especially with weapons, so I really thought it was Mary. Me. Mom, I'm gay. When I told my parents I was gay, they had like absolutely no reaction. They were like, oh, okay. Because they knew. Because my sister came out before I did. And, hey. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. I wish you could see his face that he gives me whenever I get on to him about that. My sister came out first, and my parents' reaction to her coming out was, wow, I would have thought if any of my kids were gay, it would have been Cassidy. And then several years later, I came out. So it was like, she was not, yeah, both of them. They had like, I can tell you because I remember it. And we were having some sort of, we were having some sort of like a barbecue at my parents' house. And my mom was like, she was making her like homemade honey mustard dressing. It was so good. But anyway, she was like getting the salad ready. And I told her, I was like, Mom, just wanted to tell you. Hey, I said, Mom, just want to tell you, I'm gay. And then she goes, that's nice, sweetie. What kind of dressing do you want with your salad? And so I was like, okay. And so I told her, and so I went to my dad, who was grilling, I think he was grilling burgers or something on the grill. And so, I'm pretty sure it was burgers. And then he was grilling, and then I was like, hey, Dad, I just wanted to let you know that I'm gay. And then he's like, that's nice, honey. How do you want your burger cooked? And so I was like, oh, okay. So they both kind of had very similar reactions, which was like no reaction. But yeah. I'm lucky about that, but then my grandmother, you want to talk about a bad coming out experience? Holy shit. That one, I'll tell you. Got a scar from one eye for running into the corner of a table, got another scar, or the other one because I was playing with scissors as a kid. Oh, didn't you, Mama, ever tell you not to play with scissors? my sister, it's not funny, but my sister, she would always get these like little nicks, and like there was a coffee table, she ran into like a wall, and then there was one where she hit, we had this like little baby carriage thingy, with a doll, it was like this little, it was this little baby doll carriage thing, and she fell on it, and so my sister has a scar right here, she has a scar underneath her ear, she has a scar on her lip, and every single time that she would constantly get hurt, all they did was glue it back together, and then the one time that I got like a bad injury, I had to get stitches. So like, of course, they couldn't just glue it back together. Yeah. And then I have scars on my back from when I got tased from being a correctional officer, for being, because you have to get tased or whatever in order to carry one. You have to. So I have scars on my back from being tased. There's like a lot of other tiny itty bitty scars that I have, because I just like, for some reason I have bad luck with like knives and shit. So I have like little scars on my fingers or whatever. And then I dropped a glass on my ankle one time. Actually, I didn't drop it on my ankle. It hit the ground, and one of the shards like flew up and hit and swiped across my ankle. But that's a tiny scar. And then I have a bigger scar on my knee. I don't even know if you can see it. Probably not. It's right there. Itty bitty. Well, it's not itty bitty, but you can't hardly see it. And then that was a similar situation. I dropped a glass, and then I like went to go pick up a shard, not realizing I put my knee on another shard, and scratched it up. But I think that's all my like memorable scars. Pretty sure. Is there a release date for Warrior Nun season 3? Thanks. Not yet. Not yet. Well, we don't even know if there's going to be a season 3. Can't wait for season 3. Hopefully there's going to be one. Fingers crossed. Now that I think about it, they gave Lilith a boyfriend and killed him immediately too. Yeah, they sure did. And then I was like, what is Lilith going to do now? She by herself. I didn't like him for her though. Yeah, no, that was terrible. I heard/read that Sony doesn't expect PlayStation 6 before 2027. Confidential documents suggest, meaning PS5 has at least 7-year life cycle, which is a very long time, as PS5 was out November 12th, 2020. Well, I'm glad about that. I'm glad that they did, because I got the PS4 as soon as that came out. I don't remember when that was. It was I came out similar around to Black Friday time. I feel like they probably do that with all of them. And then, which was what year? Because I was still living with my parents at the time, and I worked at Papa John's. That was my first job. So I was like 17, 18, I think. So that one lasted a while too. Off topic, dark fun fact. The last scene between Jonas and Martha in the finale was the last scene filmed on the last day of shooting for the series. Cast and crew were behind the camera watching. I bet that was like emotional. People were emotional. The actors had trouble keeping it together. Dark's creators later acknowledged they did that on purpose. Well, I'm glad. That kind of gives them like a certain like, you know, a certain type of, like, I don't know how to describe it, like memory or whatever, like a significance. I think he's bored. He's like, whatever, you're not entertaining me. Now he's going downstairs. Fine, Nissa will come in here and love me. She ain't gonna come in here. Nissa! What are you doing? She's right there. I know she is. She's like, no, leave me alone. Quit talking to me. I'm trying to sleep. Mom, I'm gay. Mom, I know, baby. Yep. I hate my mom when she calls me baby. I'm not a baby anymore. Well, but you're her baby, you know? Hi. Did you come back? Realize that no one else was downstairs, and so you decided to come back up here with me? Yep, look at that face. That's what it was. You thought someone else was home and I was boring you, and then you realized, oh shit, Mama is the only one that's home. Well, I'm not your mama, but you know what I mean. I am, but I'm not. I love you, though. Yeah, look at that face. It's such a cute face. What's the show you're looking forward to? Wednesday. I really want to watch it. I really, really do. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm reacting to it or not. And I'm currently watching The L Word. Well, obviously not currently. But I'm up to date on all my L Word Generation Q. Sandman announcement renewal first before Warrior Nun, I think. Have they? I thought that they renewed that one already. Did they not? Gotta go. Need to finish a podcast. Watch Dairy Girls and re-watch episode 2 of 1899. Ciao. And before I go, Mosquitoes. Just saying. Yes. Thank you very much for that reminder. Hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday, though. What are you doing, bud? What are you looking at? I thought that they had already renewed Sandman. Did they not? I couldn't get past the first episode. What are you looking at, buddy? Are you just looking at the ground? You're so cute. Look at that face. It's such a cute face. You're like, Mom, I just want to cuddle, and you're not cuddling me. Will you stop doing that? You're doing that on purpose. How about we toss a coin on Wednesday reactions? Heads, you react. Tails, you react. On edge, you don't react. Oh, okay. Yeah. Alrighty. I don't even think I have a coin in here. I have this, but that's not going to land on its edge. And that's for the camera lens cover. Yeah, but I don't think I keep coins in here, really. I have my wallet in here, but I don't keep coins in my wallet. Can I show you? Look at my wallet. Is this not a very lesbian wallet? This is a very lesbian wallet. I think this is a guy's wallet, because in Target, I think I went to the men's section and got a wallet. Because all the women's wallets were, huge for some reason. And I'm like, what is with women having huge wallets? So I always go to the men's wallet section, because they've got smaller wallets that'll fit in clothes and shit, because I don't have a purse. Do I look like I carry a purse? No. I don't. I don't carry one. I don't carry a purse. I don't have one. I tried. Purses are not me. And so I have a wallet, and yeah. So I'm surprised that they haven't renewed. Well, I am, but I'm not surprised that they haven't renewed Sandman, because I thought we talked about it, but maybe not. How do you feel about the start of Gen Q? This season so far? I liked it. I like this season so far. I feel like it was very L Word-ish, for sure. With the drama and stuff. And I love me some Bet and Tina. I love you. He gives me the weirdest looks, and they're just, I love that. Yes, they have. Netflix has renewed Sandman for a season 2. See, I thought we did talk about it. Wednesday is for children. Don't attack me. Can't be a lesbian wallet. It's not a Subaru. My sister and I, actually, it's really funny. So my sister and I, we have similar wallets. So her wallet's just like this, but, well, it doesn't have the logo. But it's this shape, like this shape, but it's black instead of, because this is like a jean material kind of sort of. But hers is black, and I accidentally grabbed my sister's wallet one day and took it home, and then I'm like, shit, I gotta go back and like switch out wallets. I'm over Bettentina. I get that. I get that feeling. Because they've been through a lot, and at this point in time, you're just like, don't even get back together. Fuck it. Like, just don't. Don't even try to make it a thing at this point. I get it, because I think I hit the same point, too, but then that first episode of this season, and then I was like, shit, but I love them. Don't be licking on my couch. That is not a couch to lick on. If he licks while on that couch, because the couch is like, I don't know what it is. It's a type of material that it picks up anything. So he was licking one day on it, and there's like a weird lick mark. And I'm like, ugh. I see my Nissa over there, but she won't come in here. I love you, old lady. I wish you would come in here. She's just looking right at me. She's like, no. I wish she would. She comes in here sometimes when I'm streaming, especially if I leave the door open, but she just doesn't. She just is in her own world. She's my old lady. I love you, Nissa. You pretty girl. I love her so much. She my baby. She my old baby. She getting old. She might not hear me. I'm looking right at her though. Her hearing's going, so her hearing's going, her sight's going, everything's going. Everyone is on the verge of breaking up except Bet and Tita, well, because they had already broken up. Now they're on the verge of getting back together. I do the phone wallet. I go back and forth between doing the phone wallet and doing a wallet. My only thing with a phone wallet is I'm so afraid, even though I've never, knock on wood, I'm going to say this, and I probably shouldn't, but I haven't lost a phone ever. But I get paranoid that if I lose a phone, then I'm fucked if I have a phone wallet. Because then not only have I lost a phone, but then I've also lost a wallet. So I'm afraid of that. But I go back and forth. Did you go downstairs? Oh, she must have went downstairs. I don't think I saw her cross into her other area. Your favorite ship ever? I don't know. I kind of change sometimes. I mean, Talder, I feel like is my all-time favorite ship, even though it's not canon or whatever. Talder, 100%. But if we're talking about canon ships, then Bali from Whitworth. But if we're just talking about overall ships, then Talder. Talder, then Bali. And, I mean, I have others too, but those are like my two top. Those are my two top ships. And if you haven't watched Whitworth, oh my god, that is one show that I highly recommend. Almost to like anybody. Whitworth. Love it. Either Swan Queen or SuperCorp. Those are two good ones too. Swan Queen is a good one. That's a non-canon ship, but you gotta love some Swan Queen too. Love the drama of the L-word Generation Q. Yeah. I like the original. It's funny because I've rewatched the original L-word so many times, and with our one friend, we were trying to watch it for a while, and then we stopped watching it. I'm like, I forgot kind of how terrible this show is. I was like, it was so good whenever I watched it back in the day. And then I'm like, why is this low-key terrible? And then it's not bad. It's really not bad, but it's just like, I'm like, I don't know. But then Generation Q I started out kind of not liking it because it wasn't like the L Word, the original L Word. But then I was like, you know what? Kind of digging it. And then they're just I feel like they're two totally different vibes. And I think it's just because they're in two different like timelines, you know, really, because the original is based in like 2000, the year like 2000 to 2005 or something like that. And then this one is now. I don't like that they're setting Shane up to be a fuckboy again, or am I the only one who got that vibe? But I loved seeing Kalani. She's so beautiful. I caught that vibe. I think that don't get me wrong, I want Shane to be happy. But Shane to me I feel like she's just a fuckboy, and I don't know if she can ever get past it. And I want her to get past it. Like, the actual actress, Kate, she was like, she didn't really like that her character had, like, no, what's the word? Growth. Any growth. Like, she's like, the character stayed the same throughout the whole series. And she's like, there was no growth with that character. And so she was kind of a little bit agitated that the character didn't really grow. And, like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Character development. That the character had no character development and no growth. And so she was kind of a little bit agitated with that. And so I feel like if they do that to her, if they continue to make her a fuckboy, then it would be the same thing. She would not really have any character development. Yeah, Shane is about to F it all up. Yep, she is. Well, that, and you can tell in, like, the trailer or the previews for the next episodes, or, like, whatever, that she's probably going to fuck it up again. And it's sad. I hope she doesn't, but we'll see. Right, I'm off. Speak soon. Bye for now. Bye. See you next week. And happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, I just realized a bunch of you are not even from the U.S., so U.S. people have a good Thanksgiving. And then I guess if you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Hell yeah, Bali. I love me some Bali. I can't talk about Bali, though, because it'll make me upset. I can't, because I'm going to give spoilers, and you guys have to watch Wentworth. It's so freaking good. Messy series, L Word Generation Q. Yeah. Shayna's too old for that shit. Are you ever really too old to do anything, really? I mean, at this point. You're so cute. You're just in a ball, but you're such a big dog. And it's so cute when you get into a ball. And you laying on a blanket, so cute. Which ship had the most wasted potential? Like, in general, wasted potential. Oh, I would really have to think about that one. Wasted potential. I don't know. That's definitely something I would have to think about, because I feel like any ship from Elite at this point is wasted potential. But I'm trying to think of, like, some big ones. Some big ships that are wasted potential. I don't know. Because big ships for me, in my mind, are, like, ones that are, like, they were, like, slow burns or enemies to lovers, and it was, like, about damn time that they got together, you know? So there's not really any wasted potential for, like, big name ones. Okay, then how about your favorite toxic ship? Oh, God. I don't know. Oh, God. Toxic ship. That one's a hard one, too, though. Toxic ship. Especially because we were talking about the L word, so I can say some, like, toxic ship was Helena and Tina, or almost Helena and anyone, to be honest. Like Helena and Dylan. Although I low-key ship them, but then at the end I was like, anyone with Jenny. Toxic. Wasted potential. I'm still trying to think of the wasted potential one, too. Yes, you have to evolve as a person at some point. Well, yeah. But just because you have to doesn't mean that you do, though. I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, even in real life, I could tell you about some people that have not evolved, and they're older. You know, they should. Do they? Though no. So, last movie that made you cry. Oh God. Last movie that made me cry. I haven't watched a movie that's made me cry in a while. I mean, I can tell you some, like, Full House, like every episode of Full House about made me cry. And then the episode where I thought Mother Superior died, I cried. And then ugly cried. I ugly cried with what was that? Unsaid Emily from Julie and the Phantoms. Ugly cried with that. Actually, I don't feel like it was ugly cry because I wasn't full on, because I'm allergic to my own tears, so like if I ugly cry, then it's like ugly because I break out. But I don't know though. I haven't watched a lot of movies that made me cry, because usually if I'm watching a movie, I don't want to cry, because it's like lately I've been in a romantic kind of mood, and so I don't really want to cry. But yeah. Have you seen Person of Interest? Yes and no. Like I've seen the ship stuff, like the fandom stuff of Person of Interest. But because I watched all of the ship stuff, all the fandom stuff, I felt like there was no real reason to watch this show other than because I knew the whole fandom story. I knew it. I knew the whole fandom story. I watched everything, and I read everything. I knew the whole fandom story, so there was not really a point for me to watch Person of Interest at that point. But yeah. Let's go old school and talk about ships like Leighton and Nally from One Tree Hill. See, I didn't watch One Tree Hill, though. Eleanor and Dre from Do Revenge could fit both of those categories. Oh, for toxic and wasted potential? There you go. That is a good one. React to Flunk. I feel like I've reacted to one episode of that or something like that, maybe. Or someone asked me to, or it was on the list of somebody wanting me to, or something like that. Oh, I finished Rizzoli Isles. Thanks for the heads up on the show. It was great. Oh, I'm so glad that you watched it and you finished it. What did you think? Wasted potential goes to Xena and Gabrielle. There's some good wasted potential for sure. But I'm just trying to think of technically would Talder not be wasted potential then at that point because it was never canon? Would Swan Queen be technically wasted potential because they were never canon? Would any of the ships that were not canon be wasted potential? Wasted potential, Rizzoli Isles. It would not be toxic at all. They would be the perfect fucking couple, and they pretty much are. You know? I fucking love Rizzoli Isles, man. That's one of my favorite shows of all time. That's like I go back and forth between that one and like Wentworth as being my favorite show of all time. I've seen Rizzoli Isles from episode 1 to the end for like, no joke. I'm probably even under exaggerating this, at least 15 times. SuperCorp. Yeah, SuperCorp. Is that not wasted potential because that was never canon? So I'm telling you, is all the ones that never made it through, is all the ones that aren't canon technically wasted potential? I think so. I don't think hardly any of them could be toxic. I don't think Talder's toxic. I don't think SuperCorp's toxic. They might have like maybe a smidge bit just because of their, history, but really no. I mean, what else? I don't know. I feel like any non-canon thing would be technically wasted potential. Swan Queen is such wasted potential because of Swan Mel's family. I know! I'm so mad that Swan Queen was really the first time that I really saw queerbaiting. And it made me so mad. That was when I really noticed that queerbaiting was a problem, was with Swan Queen in Once Upon a Time. And it was so fucking obvious, too. Hello? I mean, it was right there. And it made me so fucking mad. And they knew what they were doing. They set it up, and they did it on purpose. And then they didn't make them canon, and it pissed me off. Still mad about it. And how many years has it been since Once Upon a Time? Like, was it a thing? As in, like, the Swan Queen wasn't a thing? Because, What's-Her-Face wasn't even in it, like, in the last season or two. React to that new Women Love Women series, Gap, this series. Episode drops every Saturday. I don't even know what that's on. The OC. I have not watched the OC. I think my parents watched the OC. If that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Alice and Cindy from Fear Street is canonship that had such wasted potential. I think I know what you're talking about. Is that from the first one? It's been a hot minute since I watched Fear Street. They were so gay. I can see what you meant about the together but not really situation. I think I almost had a tear when Maura thought Jane was going to get married and leave her. I'm telling you! And that was another one. That's a big queer bait, was Rizzoli Isles. Because they, throughout the entire fucking series, were basically in a relationship without being in a relationship. Because the shit that they did, I would not do with my friend. None of that shit that they went through, I would probably do this. I would not do the same shit that they did to each other, like, that they did for each other or to each other. I would not do that. No. And then also there was there's several scenes of them, like, clearly hitting on each other. And then it's like, really? And then, like, especially in the finale when they were like, they basically ended up together without being together. I mean, it was so bad, the queer baiting for that show, because, like, come on. Absolutely. Oh yeah, with the Rizzoli Isles thing. Yeah, fucking frustrating. I'm assuming, I don't know how to say that first one. Is it Enid? I don't know. And Wednesday have a potential. I've seen some of the stuff for Wednesday and how she's like has a potential with some girl in the show too. I don't think it's really spoilers though, because I've seen a bunch of stuff. I like, even in the trailers they were talking about it. So she literally bought a plane ticket on Maura's card. Well, they went away together, basically, like happily ever after kind of situation, right? Because, I mean, ultimately it wasn't going to be because they were gonna like not be together anymore, but like they were going away together for like, what, 3 months or something? Like, they were taking a long ass vacation for like 3 fucking months. I think they were on to like France or something, is what it was. Watching their interviews while the shows were running further convinced me. Are you talking about Rizzoli Isles? I mean, I know that for Rizzoli Isles, Angie Harmon, because she's pretty conservative, but she wore a shirt that was like promoting. I think she wore a shirt, and it was either, I don't think it had anything to do with Rizzoli Isles, but she had a shirt that said something like that she supports LGBTQ people, and a bunch of her followers like got super pissed off at her and said that she was like turning to the dark side or something, and she was like, what? This is so dumb. Yeah, because even Angie Harmon said that she was like shipping Rizzoli Isles together. I mean, it was queer baited so hard that even in like every single interview with Rizzoli Isles, at least the ones with Angie Harmon in it, Angie Harmon would like she would like play off of it and stuff, like, because they would, especially one interview with Jimmy Kimmel, I think is who she interviewed with or something. I can't remember who she interviewed with, but they showed the photo, the what's it called? The Photoshop photo of her in a suit, like in a wedding like suit, like a tux, holding, like, basically doing the bridal carry of Isles in her wedding dress. And so she was like, yeah, whatever. And so she always like made it a thing, but whatever. SuperCorp was such queer bait with Kara flying outside of Lena's window watching her. Oh yeah, I think SuperCorp, and even like, because I watched the first season and then I stopped watching after that. But even I watched all their fandom shit though, and I'm telling you, that one's a big queer bait too. Terribly queer baited. Big time. To France, yeah, that's what I thought. It was really good. I get all my shows to watch from you guys since I don't get the lesbian newsletter. Come here, we are the lesbian newsletter. Have you seen Kyler Lee talking about chemistry reads with Floriana? No, I don't think I've seen that. Because I didn't ever really watch, other than, like I said, other than that first season, I didn't really watch Supergirl. But I watched all the fandoms between the fandom stuff for SuperCorp. I'll be watching that next. Watching what? Supergirl? Did you see the Stupid Wife finale? I think so. Is that the one where she, like, okay, I don't want to, without being a spoiler, but where she drives off? Is that the finale? Where she, like, drives away? The SuperCorp wedding scene, though, absolutely took me out. I think everyone thought that they were going to kiss or whatever. Mm-hmm. The Kim Reed. Oh, no. I haven't seen that for Kyler Lee and Floriana. What's SuperCorp? It's so it's a ship between Supergirl and Lena Luthor. It is from the show Supergirl. Hugely queer baited. If you want to watch a show that's hugely queer baited, like Once Upon a Time or like Rizzoli Isles or something like that, that's a show to watch because it's super queer baited between Supergirl and Lena Luthor. I mean, it's such a it's because even Lena Luthor, like, she bought her flowers and shit. Like, they both did relationship shit with each other the whole fucking time. That whole situation, and especially the scene where Lena finds out the truth. I won't give you spoilers, but whenever Lena finds out the truth, and anyone who's watched it knows what I mean, but like once Lena found out the truth, like that whole scene broke me. Fucking broke me. And I don't care who you are, that was a relationship, like, heartbreaking moment. 6 seasons? Yeah, there was quite a bit of seasons. It all started with Lena biting her lip at Kara. Pretty much. Did it even start? But I felt like it started before then too. I felt like it started even when they first met. Like it was a love at first sight type of situation. Honestly, that's what I felt like it was. Didn't they even make a joke about it or something where they were like, something about friendships, love at first sight for friendship or something? I don't know. I could be just talking shit. I don't remember. But I do remember that lip bite from Lena. It reminds me of the scene where, because everyone who knows me knows I have a huge crush on Lynn Renee. But, so, I feel like I have to bring her up in every, stream. But whenever she made that one scene in the infirmary gay, and that was like, I wouldn't say that was the start of Talder, but that was definitely the start of like, holy shit, like, boom, Talder was a thing right then and there. Like, officially. Because I felt like Talder was a thing, probably whenever, I don't know, it was almost kind of from the get-go, too. Like, it slowly, because that's a slow burn. And I felt like SuperCorp was a slow burn that never amounted to anything as well. But I felt like there was big scenes. Like, there was the infirmary scene, and then there was a scene in her office with when she had the vision or the nightmare or whatever. What's crazy is I'm not even gay, and that Supergirl ending caused me pain. It caused a lot of people pain. It did. People talked about it for forever, it seemed like. It will take a year for you to finish Supergirl. Just kidding, but good luck. I don't know, like, Rizzoli Isles has a lot of seasons and a lot of episodes in them. So I feel like if you watched Rizzoli Isles, then you could probably get through it. That whole show was painful, Supergirl. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I wouldn't really know. I just watched the fandom shit, and that was painful. What about Spencer and Arya from Pretty Little Liars? They even called themselves Sparia on the show. Sorry, Nissa. I scared her. You could come in here, I didn't really ship them. My ships were different than the majority of what ships were shipped in that show, I feel like. You can come in here, pretty girl. What are you doing? Or ignore me, that's cool too. I feel the love, Nissa, I feel it. She just walked right past me. She's like, nah, bitch, I want to go in my corner. But yeah, my shit, because I liked, I liked Paige and Emily, and no one else liked them together. So, whatever. 20 episodes of every Supergirl season. I didn't realize they had that much. That's a lot of CW shows, though. A lot of CW shows, if not all CW shows, are like around about 20 episodes a season. Felt like a core after season 2 for sure. I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I just checked on you. You can go back to sleep. Sorry. I love you. I accidentally woke him up. Who did you feel was best for Emily and Pretty Little Liars? Oh, yeah, I just said it. Paige. Paley was a real ship. They even had their own theme song. Boys Like Paige. I liked Paige and Emily, and I didn't really like Allison and Emily. A lot of people are like, yeah, but Paige, like, almost killed her, and, like, blah, blah, blah. Well, a lot could be said about a lot of other ships, but those were canon. And then also, like, Allison wasn't the best person for Emily either. No, they weren't the best person. And then even in the spinoff, like, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is a spoiler for some people. I didn't even watch the spinoff, but I knew that they got divorced. So they weren't even supposedly canon, I guess. Core, but I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean by core. How far did you get on the House of the Dragons? We're like 3 episodes in. We haven't watched that much since before I even went to Phoenix. It was like a couple of days before I went to Phoenix was the last time we watched an episode. Because Anna and I we just have a lot of shit going on. Whether it's doing shit together or separately, we're always, both of us are go, 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 go. And she especially doesn't watch TV. She doesn't really like watching TV. And I haven't watched TV really, like I said, in a while. We try to, whenever we get a minute, we try to watch an episode of something, but she's just not really into watching TV. She never really has been. I just didn't like Allison. I didn't like Allison either. Want to have fun with Alex Shillington. Ask her about Karma and Amy from Faking It. Alex and I, we've been trying to figure out, like, what to do. Well, I say we've been trying to figure out, but she told me to figure out what we should do together, and I haven't figured it out. But I've talked to her, and we want to collaborate on something, but I've just been so busy that I haven't figured out what I would even want to do. I thought about doing something, because when I asked her, it was even before the final Motherland Fort Salem came out, and so I was like, maybe we could do something for Motherland Fort Salem since it's the last season and it's coming out, blah, 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 and she's like, yeah, just let me know, and then I didn't. I'm terrible about that kind of shit, but I want to do something with her. I don't know what yet. A court is like a job. Oh. So, felt like a job after season 2 for sure. Oh, because of all the episodes? I see what you were saying now. Get it. I've got to finish watching Faking It. I watched it. I don't even remember if I finished it, though. Because I know what you're talking about with Amy and Karma. And I didn't like them together either. I didn't like them together because Karma used Amy. Well, Amy kind of used Karma too in like a way. But for the most part, Karma used Amy and it was really fucked up. And like she played with Amy's emotions. And I didn't really like that. And Karma's straight. I don't even think, did Karma even like come out as like bisexual or anything? I don't think she did. I think she was like, no, I'm straight or whatever, and like, but she just liked kissing Amy, but I'm like, oh, that's so me. Don't bring up Fort Salem. I'm like still heartbroken or heartbroken. Yeah. Oh no, that must be our neighbors. I was like, who is making noise outside? Season 3 or 4 of Supergirl has 23 episodes. Holy shit. That's a lot. That's a lot of episodes. Did you ever watch Scream TV series? Emma and Audrey was the thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Alrighty, guys. Well, I should probably jump off of here because I need to have him go OUT. Probably, maybe Nissa. Sometimes she doesn't want to go. Sometimes she does. I don't know. She's in her own world, doing her own thing. The Scream series was good. What is it on? Is it on like Netflix or something? I could see that being on Netflix. There's not a video that's going to be out tomorrow because of Thanksgiving. But then, so the next one will be Friday, and I think it's going to be a Sex Lives of College Girls episode. As long as Sex Lives comes out tomorrow, because tomorrow's a holiday. But if that comes out, then Sex Lives, the next 2 episodes, and then back to Elite. And then once Elite's done, and then Sex Lives, maybe Wednesday. Yeah. Back to Wednesday. Yeah, but anyway, I feel like that's it. For all of my U.S. people or anyone celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. But yeah, also have a happy weekend, week, whatever. It's on Prime. Okay, cool. But yeah, I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye, guys.